In life, three things are constant: taxes, expenses, and interchangeable lenses. Fujifilm FX50, then you will be obviously accumulating lenses. That's by default. You might be just using one camera, or you might be using a bunch of cameras like me. End of the day, you're going to accumulate lenses. Now, when you're accumulating lenses, you got to have a usage for them, right? If you're basically looking for a lens which you don't know in what situation it may be, but it's going to really save your skin, then that's this lens. Viltrox 20 millimeters f2.8 full frame lens. Because it's a Sony E-mount, you can put it on an a6700. You can basically put it on my a7 Mark IV or any of the full frame or APS-C lenses coming from Sony range. Now, having said that, this is an autofocus lens of 20 millimeters. Now, if you put it on a full frame camera like my a7 Mark IV, it's a bit wider. But when you start putting it on my a6700 and APS-C camera, because of the 1.5x crop, it'll start behaving as a 30 millimeter lens. That's cool because that's closer to 35 millimeter lens, which is normal eyesight lens of most of the human beings. So this is basically an unboxing of it. Obviously, the lens is actually made in China because it's from Viltrox, but so be it. Packaging is really amazing for this lens. I really loved it. So it's a bit tight packaging. I ordered it on Amazon. This lens is not sponsored by Viltrox. This lens is not sponsored by Amazon. Review is not sponsored by anyone except you who's actually watching it. So please do subscribe. Please do give me a like. There are some affiliate links below of the gear that I use. If you find them useful, please do use those links. I will get a small percentage kickback with no additional cost for you. Now, having said that, health warning out, let me show you this packaging. So you got to push this across. It's a bit tightly there, packaging. I'm happy Viltrox has done a tight packaging so nothing happens to the lens. But at the same time, I'm always scared that I'm going to spoil the packaging. Yeah, that's just me being me. When you have very good packaging, I try to always store them. Because I like good packaging. Who doesn't like good packaging, man? You open this up and then voila, you're supposed to have a lens inside it. Because I've already opened it up and started shooting on it, you may not see a lens, but you see all this paperwork that actually comes with that. You get this warranty card, which I need to still claim on. You get this setup guide, I guess, or a starter guide. I'm not sure what to do with that for the lens. The lens comes in this pouch. So you get a very decent pouch for carrying this lens. And in fact, the pouch is very big for the lens itself. And that's it, nothing else. You just have foam and stuff. So I'm going to put these things actually back in so that I can actually save the packaging. So this is the pouch that I've got. And this is the lens. It comes with a lens hood. Thank you, Viltrox, for giving us a lens hood. It's a small one, but does a decent job. Okay, this is the front lens cap, and the filter threading for this one is 52 millimeters. This is not a 55, this is not a 58, this is not a 49. This is a 52 millimeter lens threading. I don't have a 52 millimeters lens threading. So I might actually need to use some step-up rings to go ahead and fit my CPL filters as well as my ND filters on it. Well, it is what it is, man. This is a real economical lens. I don't think it's more than 200, 220 Australian dollars on Amazon. Now the cool thing is the minimum focusing distance for this lens is just 0.19 meters or 0.62 feet. That's what, 19 centimeters? That's a very small distance, when it comes to trying to focus. So you can get really close to subject with this. And because it's a f2.8 lens, so it is a fast lens. F2.8 is a bit fast, good enough. Just like my Tamron lenses, my Tamron 11 to 20 millimeters is a f2.8 lens. My 28 to 200 millimeters on which I'm shooting currently at 28 millimeters is a f2.8 lens. So I really love the f2.8 lenses. This is lightweight, light as you can get. And then because it's an autofocus lens, you're actually having all the electronic pins in the back. This is the back side of it. This is metal, if you can see. The other really nice thing from Viltrox is they've given it a built-in USB-C, if you can see it. Now this will actually allow you to go ahead and try to do upgrades of firmware on this lens as new firmwares are launched by Viltrox. This is really nice of getting the USB-C built into the lens itself. But I guess that comes with the expense of it not being weatherproof. And I'm not worried about it because I would not be using this lens under challenging weather conditions. Now, because it's a prime lens, this ring is only for focusing, and if you're going to use it in an autofocus mode, then basically there is no use of this ring at all. Let me go ahead and mount this on my A6700. I have taken some of the sharpest photos till now on my A6700 using this lens. This is a lens that I actually use when I have no idea what I'm going to shoot, or I have no idea what kind of lighting challenges or shooting challenges I'm going to have. Because if I am too far away from the subject, I can move a little bit closer to the subject and take photos, very sharp photos. If I need to take an entire environment behind the subject, like I'm actually traveling or I'm trying to take a food photography, then you can easily capture it because there's only 30 millimeters of lens. This is really very convenient lens, and because it's a prime lens, it's a fixed focal length, it's 30 millimeters of full frame equivalent. It's very easy to go out and actually focus on something and just immediately take an image of it. And it's a very sharp lens. As long as you're maintaining your minimum focal distance, you can actually easily pick up. Now, in this particular image, you can see just beside the Viltrox's camera hood, there is a piece of hair, and it's easily picking that up, even when I'm at f2.8. That's really cool. I love this lens both for photography as well as videography. I've not seen it hunt too much like my 56mm does from Sigma. I've not seen it actually overheat my A6700 because it's hunting too much. This is my go-to lens when it comes to when I don't know what I'm going to shoot or I have no idea about the environment. So I'm very happy that I bought this. And it's a cheaper lens, so I need not worry about it at all. Obviously, the body is a bit expensive, but it's f2.8, gives you a good bokeh if you would want one, to go ahead and shoot. So these are all the sample images that I've actually shot using the 20 millimeters Viltrox f2.8, and these are the examples of actually videos that I've actually shot using the Viltrox 20 millimeters f2.8. And as you can see, you have very good bokeh coming in, very decent at low light, and then at harsh light, yeah, you can actually crank up the shutter or put a ND filter in front of it and take care of that. All in all, I'm very happy that I've purchased this lens, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone having a Sony E-mount. This is a must-have lens in your bag. You're going out somewhere, you don't want to think about what focal length you got to shoot at. Just put this lens, go there and just snapping photos. This Viltrox 20mm f2.8 lens almost all makes my A6700 as a point and shoot camera. All I do is just point and shoot. That's it. I really don't care about anything else because as long as my composition is good, as long as my exposure triangle is decent enough, I'm getting very good amount of photos and very sharp photos. Please do comment below if you have a recommendation around 30 millimeters of full frame equivalent or 35 millimeters of full frame equivalent. You want me to try any other lenses for Sony E-mount. Until the next video, take care, stay safe, peace.